Today I'm taking a look at the BESTMIG MIG 200. So with all the small welders I've been dealing with lately, this is a considerably larger welder than I'm used to. Got a nice large chuck for our wheel. We actually have a spring-loaded wire bearing on here. Yeah, there's a lot of metal pieces in here where I'm used to seeing plastic. And they even labeled it in both thousandths as well as metric. So we got a 1.0 or a 0.040 and a 0.8 or a 0.030. And it's also nice that this is larger because if you want to put a larger size spool of wire in there, you can actually do that with this. We would not be able to do that with a smaller welder. Just having the extra room in here can make a big difference. So on the back we do have active cooling. We got a spot for our gas. We got our on-off switch on the back. We can change between MIG and spool gun. And then for the spool gun we do have our contact right there. And we can see it also is capable of 110 or 220 volts. So we can plug this into a regular household outlet if we want. A nice metal handle here on the top. On the front we do have a nice easy way of changing our polarity. So with previous welders where you had to take the wires, undo a couple of nuts and then swap the wires, with this one all you have to do is change where the plug is plugged in. A nice large display here on the top. So you can see we got our modes. So we can do MMA, so if we want to do arc welding we can do that. Manual, SIN, MIG, and TIG. Got our settings button here on the bottom, and then we got our dials on both sides. All it says is min-max, so I assume that is going to change depending on the process. They did cap up our ports so we don't have to worry about anything getting in there, and that is a nice tight cap. And there we can see we got our different ports for our wire and our gas. So nice that we got everything all in one connection instead of having to plug in a whole bunch of different things. So for our accessories, oh, that's cool. So we got our gas hose. And this is actually pretty nice because most welders these days just come with a cheap braided hose. And they have like a barb so you have to push the thing on. This looks like it's actually designed to plug right into a tank. So, you know, good on them. Finally somebody is actually getting the right idea. We have our adapter. So we got our 120 to 240. So this will allow us to plug into our standard 120 volt outlet. So if we're going out to a work site and we don't have 240 available, we can still plug this into 120. Now I like that they put the adapter this way because quite often I see it actually swap the other way where the male is the 240 and the female is the 120. The problem with that is if you plug that in a 240 outlet but you got a female 120, somebody can plug something else in there and destroy their equipment. With this there's much less risks involved because people are going to look at that and they're not going to know what it is. Now, this is nice. So we got our instructions. They included our setting chart. So quite often on welders, and I'll probably do that with this one, and it appears that this is a sticker, so I'll just glue that right on there. So if I ever need to get a reference of where I need to set this, this will be a quick way of doing that. Not every welder runs the same, so it's very nice having that. And we got 3 more wheels. So we got a 0.030, 0.8, and this is the K. So K and V is going to be the difference between gas and flux. 0.035 and 0.9K. 1.0 or 0.040U. 0.035 or 0.9U. 0.8, 0.030V. And 0.6 or 0.025V. So very happy that we got a bunch of different wheels with this guy. So here's our working clamp. That is a twist style lock. I am happy to see that we got a braiding on here, so if it's making better contact on this side than on this side, it doesn't have to rely on that pin to carry the current to the wire. We got a wire brush with a chipping hammer. We got our stinger, so if we want to, we can actually stick weld with this. This comes with everything we need to. Got a nice star pattern on there so that we can clamp onto those rods. We got our cable, that is for our 2-pin switch connector. And here is our MIG gun. Got a nice soft feeling trigger, which is great, so I don't have to like squeeze the heck out of this thing to get it to run. You have some rubber padding on here. This is a very nice feel to it. Looks like it has a fairly standard nozzle and tip, and that comes with a 0.8 tip. Comes with a little wrench, and we got a couple extra tips. So here's a 1.0 AL, 0.6, and a 0.9. On the back side, we got our all-in-one plug and a large nut to thread that guy on. And we got a graphite wire feeding tube, so if we want to get fancy and try to weld aluminum with this, we can do that. So here we just got to line up all of our pins and press it in, and we can thread down our nut. So we are labeled here, we got positive and negative. If we're going to be running with gas, we would attach this to the positive. If we're running flux core, we're going to attach this to the negative. Now it is worth keeping in mind, this is more of a professional level welder, so this does not come with wire. You'll be expected to buy wire to get this guy going. And they did make this nut right, so it is properly a lefty-tighty. So here we got our large diameter spool holder. And then inside of that, we got our small diameter spool holder. So you can go with a small size or a large size. So I'm going to be using 0.8 flux core wire. So I'm going to have the 0.8K. I'm going to have the 0.8 facing toward the inside because it runs on the inside track. And we can screw our cap back on. So we're going to drop my spool on. I want to make sure that that is going to go counterclockwise. And put on washer, spring, washer, and nut. Grab onto that. We're going to hold it so it doesn't unspring. Clip off the bends that we got on it. And feed that in. There we go. Now it's going to feed that in a little ways. And then lock it down. Now I can turn it on. Hey, look at that. It's got a pretty fancy display on it. So right now it is set for MMA. Change that to manual so we can adjust the voltage as well as the wire speed. We can change that to synergistic so we can just adjust the amps and it will adjust everything for us. So if we just want to weld and we don't want to think about it, we got that. And then we got TIG. I'm going to try synergistic just to see how good of a job it does. So I'm going to take the cord, I'm going to straighten that out as straight as I can get it, and we'll pull the trigger so that we can feed that wire. I'm not sticking my hands in here, but I do want to keep an eye on it to make sure that nothing's getting bound up. And we've got our wire. So now I can put our tip back on. And you can lock that down with pliers if you want, but I usually just do it finger tight. So that is ready to go. Right now we got it on gas, we got it on gas mix, flux, and argon. We're going to be running flux. I'm going to be running 0.8 wire, and we got spot weld, so it'll just run for a bit and then stop. We got 2T, so if you press the button once, it's going to keep on going. If you press the button again, it stops, and then 4T is where you press the button and then you hold it and then you let go and it'll stop. I'm going to run that on 4T. Ah! So that thing ran beautifully. There was no skipping, no popping, that thing just floats. And that was on synergistic. That was with the machine deciding everything for me. So I really like that. I like the fact that if you don't want to go into all the nitty-gritty details, you don't have to. You can just have the machine do everything for you. But if you want to have full control over it, we can go to manual. We can control our voltage. We can control our wire speed. That's cool. But I mean, synergistic runs well enough. I'm probably just going to keep it right there. Yeah, that is an absolute monster welder. So this is weld number one, that is weld number two. That lays down some absolutely beautiful beads. So yeah, a lot of functionality on this one. There's a lot of welders that are coming out these days where you don't really have that kind of functionality. You just kind of rely on the welder to do everything for you. If you do want to get into the nitty-gritty details and you want to actually play with things, you're doing some kind of a specialty weld and you need to be able to adjust things like the wire speed, you actually have the capacity to do that with this welder. You can run arc welding, you can do MIG welding, you can do gas MIG welding if you want to. That is just overall an excellent welder. I'm very happy with that.